what's going on, guys? This is Mitchell Miller, and then hey, today I want to talk about how to pick yourself up when you're feeling down. Okay, and I got some notes in front of me just in case that I forget about what I'm going to talk about. But you ever have those days, and typically I want to say this is going to be majority of the days where you wake up and you're really just not feeling it, and you're trying to I feel like shit, and I want to feel good. What can I do to raise the way that I feel? And I want to cover some of the things that I do in this video that really help me feel much better. Now, when I say at the beginning of the video, like most days you might not feel good, or you might not feel, I guess I should have said, you might not feel motivated to do stuff, and just know that that's perfectly normal. I like to think that there's like a warm up or like a ramp up period before you're really like feeling good or in the groove, for lack of better words, before you go and start doing something, okay? So, for example, me being a very extroverted person, I have no problem when it comes to talking to people. That being said, I could drive on the way to the gym, I could be feeling good, or I could be feeling like blah, and when I get to the gym, just because I'm extroverted, that doesn't mean that I'm going to want to talk to people. Now, when you have those initial conversations, things are easier. You know, things are typically easier than you might feel in the moment, and then you just start feeling better from there. Like me, I start feeling really good when I socialize with people. I love socializing. I love being around people, right? I love talking to people. It makes me feel good. Now, here we go then. So on this, so I got like I said, I got my phone and I got different things here. Now, there are artificial ways to make yourself feel better. So, for example, if you just don't feel like you have like a lot of energy and you want to feel like alive, well, one of the first things that you can do is by far the easiest thing that you can do, and I consume more of this on a daily basis than I probably should, probably enough to kill a horse, but that's going to be, you know, just drinking like energy drinks, for example. So I got a Bang here in front of me. Today I had coffee this morning. I had pre-workout like 2 hours later. Then I had an energy drink a couple hours ago, and now I'm having another one. Like, my caffeine tolerance is through the roof. Is it healthy? God, no. But I like it, and it keeps me energized to want to do things, okay? So caffeine is going to be the first artificial way that you can increase how you feel. Now, when I don't know like the difference between like dopamine and serotonin, but I imagine here we're trying to spike the dopamine. That's what we're doing. So there's healthy ways to do this, and there's unhealthy ways to do that. Caffeine is more than likely going to be labeled, depending on your tolerance and how much you drink. It can go from, you know, like typically like a normal healthy way, or like an unhealthy way to raise it. The second way that I want to talk about, just to get this out of the way right now, is a very unhealthy way to feel better about yourself. And if you like eat ice cream, for example, or you eat artificial sugar, for example, to spike your dopamine, I found out that people typically do this when their cortisol in their body, which is the stress hormone, is usually very high. These people live very stressed out 24/7, and that's typically because these kinds of people have problems going on in their lives that they're choosing to run away from instead of addressing. So that right there has been researched. I have done studies on that. So people with high cortisol levels are going to do something to find a way to spike their dopamine. That could be eating ice cream. That could be having sex with strangers. That could be, I wouldn't say work, because work's not enjoyable unless it's enjoyable to them. Going to the gym, going out drinking, doing drugs. Things that help them escape from their shitty feeling right now to feel better. That's a very unhealthy way of feeling better. So I wanted to touch on that topic right now. Now let's talk about like the good ways to do this, okay? So a great way to make yourself feel better if you're just not feeling like $1 million is go outside, get some sunlight. Dude, like natural sunlight. So I've got like a lamp on somewhere in the house where like it produces like such a high level of light that it's supposed to mimic outside light from the sun, so it's like an artificial light. It wakes you up first thing in the morning if you get up at 4 or 5 a.m. like I do. However, going outside and like getting like natural sunlight and feeling that heat on your body, now depending on where you are, I'm in Florida, so when I say heat, it's usually like melting temperatures. But dude, you'd be surprised. Just going outside, there is like scientific studies, I wish I could quote them here, that says like sunlight, natural sunlight, and being outside in the environment like does make you feel much better. It has some positive effects to the body other than getting like vitamin D in your skin. So I love, like, I live in a house by myself, so if I'm sitting inside all day long, I'm like kind of like, dude, this kind of sucks. I want to go outside, maybe walk my dog, maybe drive to Publix, get some food or coffee or something, just to get outside and feel that heat. That has, like, I have done this before. Like, I love, at the last house I lived in, I used to work on the little porch that we had just to be outside, just to feel that heat. And also, too, at the time, it also let, like, the cats that I was with hang out outside, too. And then my dog was out there. So it had some different, like, benefits to it. So sunlight's one. Now, the other one that I had on here is going to be forcing a smile. All right? This one, I don't know where I learned this one from. And you might think, like, dude, how is, like, forcing a smile going to help me feel better? Like, if you're like majorly depressed, you're probably just like, piss off, dude. I'm not gonna smile. Are you kidding me? I hate my life right now. Like, I'm telling you, if you, it might be awkward, but like if you just sit here and you just smile like that, like just try to be happy, just smile. The muscles that you activate in your face when you smile, you can only activate when you smile. And so, like, I promise you, if this might be a weird concept, I want you to sit here and you know, if you feel weird like doing it in public or whatever, like I was doing it while I was driving just to kind of see if it would work. I mean, if it would work, but just to see. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but anyways, I like force a smile. Like, try forcing a smile and holding it, and I guarantee you that by forcing a smile, even if you don't feel good, if you feel sad, if you're angry, if you're depressed, if you're just not, you just feel like, man, like I did before I even started filming this video, I promise you, bro, just smile, man. Like, it's going to make you feel better as long as you can hold that smile, okay? Like I said, there are muscles that activate in your face that you can only activate when you smile, and that does something with like the brain or whatnot. And then the other one is going to be the hardest one. If you're not really feeling good, this is obviously it's going to be the hardest one, but now this may only benefit people such as myself that are extremely extroverted, and that's going to be like socializing with other people. Now, I am somebody that thrives when it comes to talking to other people. Dude, I could talk to anybody. I find myself getting along better with women than I do men, and that could just be because I grew up really without like a father figure. But I don't want to use that as an excuse. I just love talking to girls over like dudes, for example. But I do have like guy friends. But regardless of this, it's like you just want to go out and just want to socialize with people. Now, let's go back to the first example that I gave you of like, okay, if you're going to the gym and you haven't really hit that warm up or that ramp up period where you're feeling good enough to talk to somebody, things that I have done and that I love doing is I've noticed that if I like talk to the camera right now, I love talking to the camera, right? But I'll do is I'll start filming stories on Instagram of me talking to myself. And I even posted a story earlier today. I was like, listen, I was like talking to the camera, even though I know I'm not talking to somebody specifically, but there are people that watch my stories. It makes me feel like I am talking to somebody. And I have noticed that that's been a really good way for me to like warm up my social skills and want to go and talk to people. And because I like talking to people, that's going to make me feel good. So if I go to the gym, for example, and let's say that I might not be feeling the best, but and I want to talk to people, like, well, I guess that really doesn't make sense. But if you go to the gym and you see people that you know, like let's say you see friends or personal trainers, or if you're like me, I kind of know everybody at the gym. So for the most part, I can go to the front desk and say hi. I can go to the trainer's area and say hi. I'll know about 37 people in the gym at any given point. I could just go up and talk to them if I wanted to. And what that's going to do is when you can see someone that you're familiar with and you can start talking, you're going to like activate parts of your brain that probably aren't activated, which is why you're feeling like shit. And the more the more that's activated, you're going to start feeling better over time. Now, again, I feel like this might only apply if you're someone like me who feels better when it comes to talking to people. And I don't know the chemicals that go off when that happens, but if you're like depressed, for example, that might not do anything for you. You might not want to talk to people. Being like depressed, as an example, is very emotionally draining and emotionally taxing on the body. There are ways to fix that. I'm not going to talk about in this video. I think I am going to film a separate video about that. But those are going to be all the ways that you can like make yourself like feel better on the inside if you're kind of like in a meh bland statement. Okay, drink caffeine. That'll help out. Like I said, you can eat ice cream or like consume sugar, or I really wouldn't stick to like the ice cream and not everything else I said, because those are just very unhealthy coping mechanisms. But the positive ones, drink caffeine, that always makes you feel good. A lot of water too. More water, if you're dehydrated, will make you feel better. You'll have more energy. Get some sunlight and go socialize with people. And that's what I've done to always like I said, go from just feeling like down and kind of like today's gonna like kind of suck. I'm not really motivated, and then just by doing those things, I literally probably all of those things. I like earlier today, I had to leave the gym today at 11 o'clock because my blood pressure was, being in a wheelchair, my blood pressure was so low, I felt like I was gonna pass out. So I was like literally physically drained, and I had no energy, because when you have low blood pressure, you don't have energy. Like, you are very, very weak. It sucks. And now it's 5 o'clock, 5:41. My blood pressure is very high because I've eaten a lot. I've consumed a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, a lot of sodium, water, caffeine. So like my blood pressure is very high right now, and I feel awesome, right? So that low blood pressure that I had at the gym kind of like ruined my mood. I was like, dude, this sucks. I got to leave the gym early on the shoulder days, and I love doing shoulders. And now I got to drive home with my dog in the back seat, and my blood pressure is low, and I want to get the fuck home. And then, fast forward a couple hours later, I feel wonderful now. And that's just because I had all those things. The caffeine, I drink a ton of caffeine, I'm drinking it now. Sunlight. I did socialize a little bit when I was there, but in the time frame that I just gave you from 11 and now, I haven't talked to anybody today other than filming stories for my Instagram. I have like Reese's and cereal I can eat, I guess, if I really want the sugar. But even then, eating like normal meals, like chicken and rice, like when I have for dinner today, the barbecue sauce I put on the chicken has sugar in it. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be the video right here on just ways that I like use or do, and what you could do on how to just start feeling better. Like if you're feeling down, I'm telling you, man, like I said, force a smile. If anything, it's the cheapest and fastest way to start feeling better. Force a smile and hold it, and it will help you. So like, comment, subscribe, and then like I said, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll get back to them later. So that being said, guys, talk soon.